In May of 2025, I stood on a stage in Miami. It was the inaugural IFA World Franchise Show, the International Franchise Association's first standalone World Franchise Show event, and I was the only franchise consultant invited to keynote. I want to tell you what happened in my head while I was standing there, because it's the reason this podcast exists. It's the reason the book I'm releasing on May 1st exists. And honestly, it's the reason for a lot of what I'm going to talk about over the next several months. When you stand on a stage like that, you have a choice about what to say. You can say things that sound good, things that the audience expects, things that make everyone comfortable and send them back to their booths feeling validated. Or you can say the thing that's been true for 30 years and that almost nobody is saying out loud. I chose the second one. Here's what I said. Franchisors, the companies that sell franchises, routinely exit at 15 to 20 times EBITDA. Then private equity buys them. 15 to 20 times. Franchisees, the operators, the people who actually build the unit-level businesses that make those franchisors valuable in the first place, exit at 3 to 6 times. Same industry, same transaction, different tier. A fraction of the value. I've watched this gap play out deal after deal after deal across 30 years in this business. And for a long time, I think a lot of us in the industry, we just accepted it as the natural order of things. Standing on that stage, something crystallized for me. That gap is not inevitable. It's a knowledge gap, and it's closable. I walked off that stage and started building Orca Franchising, the first structured program specifically designed for franchise owners who want to build towards an institutional acquisition, who want to exit at the franchisor multiple, not the franchisee multiple, or somewhere close to it. But before Orca, there was a more fundamental problem I needed to address. Most of the people who need what I do, most of the people who would benefit from thinking seriously about franchise ownership as a wealth strategy, are still employees. They're sitting in a job that feels increasingly unstable. They've watched reorgs. They've felt the 3 a.m. anxiety. And they have this nagging sense that they're building someone else's empire and that they can't quite shake it. But they don't have a framework for thinking about what comes next. That's what my book, The Last Employee, is. It's not a sales pitch for franchising. It's a map from wherever you are right now, say level 1, still employed, still building someone else's asset, through every stage of what ownership actually looks like, what it requires, and what makes it possible. I called it The Last Employee because I believe that we're in a genuine historical shift. The relationship between people and employment is changing in many ways that are structural, not cyclical. The forces driving that change, automation, AI, the restructuring of corporate America, and the rise of the ownership class, are not going to reverse. The people who understand that early and act on it are going to be in a fundamentally different position than those who wait. I want to give you some context for why I think I have something worth saying here. I've been doing this for 30 years, thousands of conversations, every possible type of candidate you can imagine. Corporate executives, military veterans, teachers, engineers, people leaving careers they loved, and people leaving careers they hated. The book I wrote is built from those conversations. The stories in it are real. Names change, details composited, but the fears, the pivots, the breakthroughs, and the outcomes, they're real. Because no data set communicates what 30 years of franchise consulting teaches as clearly as sitting across from a real human at their most consequential crossroads of their personal life. I have a line in the book that I wanted to share with you. These stories are true in every way that matters. I believe that. And I think you'll feel it when you read them. The core framework in the book is something I call Knauf's hierarchy of franchising. 6 levels, a clear map from where you are to where you want to be. Level 1, the employee. Level 2, single unit owner. Level 3, multi-unit operator. Now it's starting to get interesting. Level 4, the multi-brand portfolio owner. Level 5, the empire builder. And finally, level 6, the legacy owner. Most franchise books talk about level 2, maybe level 3. The Last Employee covers levels 1 through 4 in full depth and introduces levels 5 and 6. The complete playbook for levels 5 and 6, the Orca program, the institutional exit strategy, that's my next book. But you can't build an empire without a foundation, and that's what this book builds. The Last Employee, The Rise of Ownership, launches on May 1st, same day that I'm on the cover of Franchising Magazine USA. For the next 30 days on this podcast, I'm going to go deep on everything in the book and beyond. The framework, the mistakes, the selection process, the empire mindset, and the Orca story. All of it in my voice, unproduced, straight from 30 years of doing this work. I'm George Knauf, franchise investment strategist, creator of Knauf's hierarchy of franchising, founder of Orca Franchising. Let's go build your empire.